What a week.
Huge week for brown people in America.
Kamala Harris, and do we say Kamala or Kamala? I don't know.
I think she says Kamala.
Kamala.
Yeah. My grandma says Kamala, but
Kamala. We'll say Kamala.
Yeah, we'll say Kamala.
Yes.
But I mean, huge moment for her. Huge moment for Asian American,
people of
Caribbean
color.
American, Black American people in this country, and a huge moment. I mean, really, a huge moment for the immigrant story.
Yes.
Like the new immigrant story in America.
Which I love.
Yeah, a child of like 2 different countries of immigrants.
And you're Jamaican Indian, your background.
My dad was born in Jamaica, and I'm Indian, obviously. So but the compound chat was wilding this week on Kamala Harris.
And Kamala Harris is also South Indian. Her Indian side is South Indian, so it was a big discussion in my house. And I think what a year it's been for people of color, especially for brown people. We kicked off the year with Family Karma, and then we had Never Have I Ever, the #1 show in the world on Netflix.
Crazy.
With a full cast of just Indians.
Yeah.
And then we had Indian matchmaking.
Yeah, our friends.
Our friends. Hi, all of you. And now Kamala Harris.
Yeah, buttoning this up with Kamala Harris. Who knows what's to come next? But it's just, it's been an incredible moment where like we never had anything like this as kids.
No.
We never saw anyone like this.
And I was still in shock. I'm still in shock.
Yeah,
I'm still like, how is someone that is half Indian, half Jamaican,
who's wearing saris in her photos,
running for vice president? It's crazy to me.
Yeah, and we're not used to seeing it. It's not something that we see ourselves in, and so it's definitely hopeful.
Yeah, how many people out there who are, people of color imagine themselves as a president or in office? I don't think many.
Yeah, and we don't, in history books, we don't learn about any.
Yeah. And that too, a female.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's a whole other layer on top of it. And
yeah.
It's groundbreaking, and we're very excited. I'm very excited to vote.
I'm very excited to vote. And I will say there's a lot of confusion, believe it or not, even amongst my peers. Millennials and Gen Z, they're starting to vote now as well. And even the boomers, we love you too. A lot of people don't know how to even submit an absentee ballot, and I think even
it's
though
probably the first time for a lot of people.
Yeah, we keep seeing things online, but there's so many websites. I can tell you myself, I'm confused. I have to, you have to click on so many things. How does one vote, and how do you send an absentee ballot?
So first you have to request an absentee ballot. So every state is different.
Where?
Every state is different. That's the issue, right? But the best thing to do is to Google your county. So Miami-Dade County, absentee ballot. In Florida, you can just sign up online, and they'll send you an absentee ballot.
So you sign up for your state's, absentee ballot.
Your county,
they send it to your house.
They'll send it to your house. You fill it out. There's 2 options on the back end. You can close it, sign it across the seal line, and then put it back in the mail. Or you can take it to an early voting site and drop it in person.
And you're going to make a tutorial for us?
I should do that. Yeah, I will do that.
I would like to see a tutorial, like, how do I do this on the computer?
Yeah. Well, I'll make a tutorial. But yeah, it's pretty easy. You just Google literally your county and absentee ballot, and you'll be able to put your driver's license information in, your social, your name, and then you'll be able to sign up for it.
And what's the deadline for Florida?
For Florida, for Florida, you can request an absentee ballot up to 2 weeks before the election day.
Okay.
And then it has to be received by election day. And right now with the USPS, mail is taking 1 to 2 weeks. Crazy.
Yes.
So I think if you want to be safe, take it to an early voting site, drop it off. In Miami-Dade, a lot of counties, they have boxes outside. You can just drop it in.
And I will tell you, feel free to DM Shaan Miami at Shaan Miami. We will have it at the bottom for any questions on voting. He's the most woke person I know.
Very involved.
And so, back to Kamala. I think, this is my opinion, a lot of people are triggered by the fact that A, she's a female, and B, she's a female of color.
Mm-hmm. I mean, did you see the new birtherism?
Of course, they have to, question her immigration and her papers. I'm like, this is an American
She's
citizen.
literally born in Oakland. And, you know, like,
It's sad.
I read the op-ed like fuming. I made myself read it. And the argument is so insane.
But do you wonder if, you know, this is all marketing, it's all marketing scheme now, and what's scary to me is now people are going to believe this fake news.
Yeah, and you know,
People out there are going to see this and believe it.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's disheartening as people of color. Like, is this going to be our story every time we want to do something? Like, oh, they weren't born here. I wasn't born here.
Yeah, I mean, I was, and my parents were both immigrants from different countries.
Yeah.
Just like Kamala. And I'm like, does that make me not a citizen according to this person? Yes.
Exactly.
Like and that's supposed to be the beauty of America, is that you don't have to be from here to be from here.
Right.
And you can, you know, just you have birthright citizenship. When you're born here, you are American, and you can be naturalized after that as well. And you don't have to have any special DNA or religion or ethnicity. Being an American is an idea.
Yeah, and
it's supposed to be an idea, not a color.
And I don't know if this has happened to you, but so many times, you know, we have that question, and it doesn't bother me. I'm not going to pretend that, oh, it bothers me. It is what it is. It's going to happen. Where I'm afraid to say I'm American. I'm an American citizen, and I'm afraid to say I'm an American because I think people are going to look at my skin color
and be like, oh, but where are you from?
And where are you really from? And that's okay. People ask me all the time, where am I? People know I'm Indian. I mean, look at me.
Yeah.
People don't really ask me because
people ask you because they want to say, oh, do you know this person?
Exactly. Like, do you know her cousin's mother's brother's nephew?
Yeah.
So what I want to know is, how do we break that stigma? Like, if I just start telling people I'm American, you know, I feel like people are going to come at me. I'm going to trigger people, which is really sad that I'm made to feel that way.
Yeah. No, I mean, you should be able to. The whole point of identity is that you get to identify it. You should.
Yeah.
Right? The whole point.
And maybe just start saying, when people ask me where are you really from, and I'm just going to say America again.
This happened to me yesterday. I was doing an open house, and this realtor came in, and she's like, oh, like, where are you from? I'm like, oh, I was born and raised in Miami. That's what I thought she was asking. She's like, oh no, but your family, like, they're Indian, right? And I'm like, yeah. Was that it?
I don't know. I don't know what to say, but I guess I'm Indian and I'm an American citizen, but that's such a weird answer because other people don't have to say that.
Yeah.
Other people just say they're American.
When people say, where am I from? I'm like, I was born and raised in Miami. That's
exactly.
what I was
And I'm so proud to be in America, and I think this is the greatest country in the world.
Yeah,
I love it so much.
I love this country, and that's why I always try to poke it.
Yeah, and so I want to say I'm American.
Yeah. And, you know, people work so hard. My Pooja and her family worked so hard to come here.
And we have to share her story. She has to talk about her story and how she came to America. Yeah,
and you know, Pooja actually 2 weeks ago became an American citizen.
Yes.
You know, of
Congratulations.
her own volition, and you know, that's something that people aspire to, and we're so lucky that we just got
the dream.
Yeah.
And the dream is real. Mm-hmm. People still talk about it, and I know people have a lot of things to say, but you know, we've traveled extensively. So many people want to come here to this day. We're so blessed to live here.
Yeah, and you know, the compound was joking about it the other day. They're like, you know, my grandpa like left the villages, went through England, bought a store in Jamaica to come to Miami so that I could be on a reality show.
Exactly. and
that's the American dream.
And Grandpa Gopal became an American citizen at the age of 87.
Wow. Yeah.
And my grandmother is 80, and the first thing she told my mom this morning was, I need my absentee ballot. You know? And they're going to vote for the first time, and I think they take pride in their 80s to be American citizens. So it doesn't matter how old you are, they're American.
Yeah.
Even they're American. Exactly. And we take pride in our Indian culture, our Indian heritage, as well as our American culture, and I think we just want people to know we love both.
Yeah, and that's, I think, the idea of America that Kamala Harris might represent to a lot of people.
Yes.
One that is not about where you're from or where your parents are from, but what your ideals are.
Exactly.
Was that good?
I think that's good.